I walked home with a heavy bag. It felt like a good idea at the time. They were on sale at the corner store, bright yellow and piled high. I thought I'd make something special tonight. Now they're just sitting on the counter. I don't even have enough sugar or a glass large enough to hold the juice. I'm staring at the peel on the wood, wondering why I always overdo it. My hands smell like citrus and work. I should probably call someone over, but the floor is a mess, and I'm not ready for company yet. Maybe I'll just leave them there, a centerpiece for a quiet house. I'll deal with the sour taste later. For now, I'll just watch the sun fade. Look up for a second, beyond the break in the wire. It looks like the kettle with a broken spout, or maybe a map of a town we found, floating so slow above the bus stop sign. Paying no mind to the ticking of time. Now it's a dog with a very long tail, changing its shape like a tattered sail. Everyone's walking with eyes on their shoes, messing the giant white canvas in blue. Did you see that crowd before it dissolved? A temporary riddle that will never solve. It doesn't have to stay to mean something real. It's just a soft chat in the way that we feel. Of gray, and we have to go on with the rest of the day. But I still remember the way that it looked, better than any picture in a book. Did you see that cloud before it dissolved? A temporary riddle that will never solve. Doesn't have to stay to mean something real. with me.
The table wobbles when I lean in. Second cup still half full. There's a chalkboard menu I don't read. I already know what I want. The barista hums something off key, like the song forgot where it came from. I came here just to sit with myself, not to think too hard or pretend. Outside the traffic keeps breathing, in and out again and again. By the second cup of coffee, everything feels less urgent. I don't need a plan or a promise, just a place where the noise softens. I'll leave before it gets too crowded, before the day asks me for more. Right now the light is doing enough, spilling quietly onto the floor. By the second cup of coffee, everything feels less urgent. I don't need a plan or a promise, just a place where the noise softens. I'll finish this sip slowly, then fold myself back into the street. But for a moment longer, I'm exactly where I need to be. The screen went black 10 miles ago. Now we're just driving on an empty road. I found this folded in the glove box. I spread it out across my tight knees, a paper is thin and torn at the edges, tracing the blue lines of my fingernails. I didn't know this town had a river nearby, or that the mountain was so close to us. We passed an old farm with a red tractor and a sign that said honey for sale. If we had followed the voice on the phone, we would have missed the way the trees look, turning yellow and orange in the late fall. unsolved. I'll keep my thumb on the spot where we are, while you keep your eyes on a long road ahead. We will get to the hotel eventually. Just keep driving straight
tracing circles, hills in the fine gray powder on the shelf. The piano hasn't been played since last July. It sits in the corner like a heavy ghost. I'm drawing pictures in my fingertips of mountains we never got the chance to climb. The curtains are heavy and smell like rain, filtering the afternoon into a hazy gray. Every surface is covered in a soft layer of all the things we decided to leave behind. Wipe away the evidence of the time, but there's a comfort in the way it settles, making everything feel a little bit softer. Maybe I'll just leave it for another week and watch the patterns grow a little more. The world outside is moving way too fast, but in here the silence is thick and deep.
Through my pockets for a heavy metal ring. The sidewalk is busy with people in cardigans. I'm tracing my steps back to the florist shop. Maybe it's leaning against a lamppost, or maybe I left it by the park bench. Brick walls all look the same at 4, and the shadow of the elm tree is stretching out. I keep checking the corner of my eye, waiting for the glint of the silver frame. I could just call a car or take the subway, but I'd hate to leave it out here in the dew. It's got that sticker of the mountain range, the one we found in that box of cereal. Oh, there it is behind the blue trash bin, hiding in plain sight like a quiet secret. I guess I walked right past it twice, too busy thinking about what to cook for dinner.
I went to the grocery store this morning. I needed to buy some bread and a carton of milk. I pulled into the lot near the back fence. I could not get the wheels to stay straight. I turned the engine off and then on again, thinking about how you used to do it for me. The white lines on the pavement seem thin. A man in a blue shirt started to stare at me. I just sat there holding on to the plastic wheel, wonder why my hands were shaking so much. It is funny how the things we did together become impossible when I'm doing them alone. I used to be so good at finding my way home. Ooh. I ended up walking from 3 blocks away, carrying the heavy bags until my fingers hurt. My arms are tired and my head feels heavy. I guess I will try to drive better tomorrow.
I folded the edges very carefully, sharp creases and a pointed nose. I wrote your name on the left wing in a pen that's starting to dry out. I'm standing on the fire escape, watching the cars pass below me.
The air is cold against my face. I'm holding a message I won't send. If I let go, it might just land in a gutter or a stranger's hand.
about small things. Now I'm just a person on a ledge, tossing white sheets into the wind. It didn't get very far at all. It hit the brick wall across the way. It's crumpled on the pavement now, just like every other plan I made. Just a low hum of the milk steamer, and the bell that rings when someone walks in. You're wearing that sweater with the frayed sleeve, the one that said you should probably toss. You're ordering a tea, I know you always hate, just to have something hot to hold on to. The steam is rising between our separate tables, acting like a curtain I can't quite see through. I'm pretending to read a book I already finished, turning the pages just to stay busy. Every corner of this place smells like us. We used to share a muffin and a secret. Now we just share the same heavy hair, trying not to look at the empty chairs. You finally looked up and caught my eye for a second, and for a moment I forgot we were strangers now. Every corner of this place smells like us. We used to share a muffin and a secret. Now we just share the same heavy air, trying not to look at the empty chair. I saw them this morning. I almost tripped on my way to the kitchen. You left in a hurry yesterday afternoon. You took the bus instead of driving your car. Now I am staring at these white sneakers. They look a bit worn out at the heels. I thought about moving them to the closet, but that feels like you are really gone for good. So I will leave them right there on the rug, right next to the umbrella you always forget. The house is too quiet when I make my coffee. The steam hits the window and turns into water. I keep looking down the hallway, waiting for a sound. Maybe you will come back to pick them up, or maybe you will just go and buy a new pair. Either way, I am sitting here on the floor, watching the dust settle on the laces.
like high in the hallway. The sound of the front door clicking shut. You left the spare keys on the kitchen counter, next to a half-empty bag of cheap coffee. There are take marks where your posters used to be, making the white walls look a little scarred. The hallway feels twice as wide as it did yesterday. We've all the furniture gone to a better place. I found the postcard you never got around to. Maybe stuck in the crack between the floorboards. Was it always this cold in the living room? Yet the draft always come through the floor. I'm just here tidying up the leftover memories, wondering if you left a part of yourself behind.
The kettle is starting to whistle loud, and the morning light is hitting the floor. I'm still wearing my heavy socks. I opened up the fridge door slow, reached for the carton on the top shelf. Checked the date but it was faded out. Poured a little bit into my black coffee, then I saw the white clumps floating there. I guess I won't be eating cereal today. The toast is getting a bit too dark too. I haven't charged my phone since yesterday, so I'm just sitting here in the quiet kitchen, watching the steam rise from the ceramic cup. Maybe I should just walk down to the corner. The grocery store is only 2 blocks away. I need some fresh air anyway, instead of staring at this ruined drink. I put on my sneakers and grab my keys. The lock on the door makes a heavy click. The sun is actually warmer than I thought. I'll buy a gallon and maybe some fruit, and start the whole morning over again. Yeah, I really need to buy some milk. It's a good excuse to leave the house.
Drip tip is a steady rhythm, keeps me awake when the house is still. I told you how to fix it on Monday, and Tuesday came and went by too fast. Now it's a puddle on the tile that I'm just putting a bucket underneath. The hardware store is only a block away. I just can't find a motivation to talk to the man behind the counter by the washer that I probably broke. Everything is breaking down slowly. The light bulb in the hall is flickering. I should make a list of chores, but I'll just lose the paper anyway. I'll just turn the radio on louder, shut out the sound of the water. Maybe in 5, knowing long enough, it'll just stop on its own accord.
Woke up before the alarm today. The room was still half asleep. Sunlight hanging on the drawer edge, like it didn't want to bother me. Left the coffee sitting on the stove. Didn't rush to start the day. There's a lot I should be thinking about, but nothing's pulling me away. Someone's loading boxes outside. A dog's barking down the street. I'm counting cracks up on the ceiling, waiting for the kettle to breathe. I had plans, I think I did, but they don't feel urgent now. Sometimes doing nothing on purpose feels like figuring things out. There's nothing I need right now, no sign calling out my name. The world keeps moving either way, I don't have to do the same. No answers, no direction, no place I have to be somehow. There's nothing I need right now, and that's enough for me. Found an old note I never used, tucked inside a paper bag. It didn't say anything special, just proved I'm still right here. The floor is cold beneath my feet. The clock feels louder than before. Nothing I need right now, nothing slipping through my hands. I don't have to make it mean something, I don't need a better plan. No pressure, no momentum, no reason to figure it out. There's nothing I need right now, and that's enough for now. Everyone's running somewhere, I hear it in the street. I'm okay letting the day pass without chasing after speed. I'll leave the light on a little longer, let the quiet fill the room.
edges. I keep saying I'll fix it tomorrow. The sunlight hits the dust on the table. It's been a long time since I felt okay. I bought a new spray bottle yesterday. It sits on the counter next to the mail. I look at the dirt and I just walk away. The silence in this room is getting loud. The plant is dying in the corner of the room. I think I'm losing my touch with everything. Maybe I'll try to save it before the morning. But right now I just wanna sit right here. The window is open just a tiny crack. A cold breeze is coming inside the house. The plant is dying in the corner of the room. I think I'm losing my touch with everything. Maybe I'll try to save it before the morning. But right now I just wanna sit right here.
Dust is dancing in the window light. Rows of hangers clicking in the back. I have $20 in my hand. I found it tucked behind a heavy cape. A corduroy jacket in a dull shade of brown. It smells like old books and peppermint tea. The buttons are wooden and a little loose, but the lining is thick. Feels like wool. I tried it on in the wobbly mirror. The sleeves are just a little bit too long. I reached into the pocket on the right side, found a nickel and a receipt for some bread dated back to a winter long ago. I wonder who wore this on a Tuesday, walking through the park when it started to snow. Did they feel as warm as I do right now, or did they just leave it behind by mistake? I paid the lady at the front counter. She wrapped it up in a plastic bag, but I took it out as soon as I stepped out. The wind is picking up on the street corner, and this old coat fits me just right. It's my favorite thing I own now. Best $5 I ever spent. There's a sharp sound in the hallway, a sudden weight that met the floor. I'm down on my knees with a flashlight, hunting for the bits words that flew away. The white vase broke right at the neck. It was a gift from your sister's wedding. Now it looks like a puzzle with no box, scattered across the old hardwood planks. I'm squeezing the tube of clear resin, applying a thin line to the jagged edge. My fingers are sticky and shaking a bit, trying to make the lines match up again. So where the light gets in, but I just wanna hold the flowers upright. It takes a long time for the bond to set, so I'll sit here and hold it for a while. It won't ever look like it used to do. The scars will show in the afternoon sun, but it stays together when I let go, and that's enough for a Tuesday evening. Trying slow on the windowsill, holding on by a chemical thread, ceramic glue and a little patience. We're almost back in one piece.
It's been sitting in the bottom drawer, under the t-shirts and her summer jeans. I pulled it out because the wind changed, and the house feels a little too wide today. The wall is scratchy against my collarbone, a rough texture that keeps me awake. It's the color of a wet stone in a creek, with a small coffee stain on the left cuff. You used to complain that it made you itch, so you'd always wear a thin shirt underneath. Now I'm wearing it right against my skin, trying to feel the prickle of the gap in the weave, large enough for the cold to slip through. I'm walking to the kitchen for a glass of water. The sleeves are sagging past my fingertips, too big for me, but it fits the mood of a house that's waiting for a heavy snow. I think I'll keep it on for the night. Scratchy wood, a quiet hallway, wrapped in something you left behind, keeping the shivers away.
The chair is pulled out crooked. The room smells like yesterday's rain. I left my phone face down on the table. Didn't check the time at all. There's coffee going cold by the window, and a note I never wrote. Someone laughs outside on the sidewalk. A car rolls by too slow. I'm not waiting for anything special, just letting the minutes go. It's still warm in this quiet place. Nothing asking me to change. I don't need a reason to stay if the moment feels okay. I'll rinse the cup and stack the dishes. Leave the light on low. There's comfort in the small routines I finally know. It's still warm in this quiet place. Nothing asking me to change. I don't need a reason to stay if the moment feels okay. I'll sit here a little longer before the day begins. Everything I need right now is already in my hands.
The mods are busy with the yellow glow, bumping their wings against the glass. The crickets are loud in the tall brown grass, singing to the stars that I can't even see. I'm sitting out here on the peeling wood steps with a cold cup of tea sitting next to me. I keep checking the end of the long gravel drive, expecting to see two circles of white, but the shadow
streetlights flicker once. Then stay.
I missed my stop by half a block. Didn't feel like turning back. There's a song playing through the open bar. I don't recognize the track. My phone's at 5%, but I'm not rushing home. I like the way the city sounds when I'm walking it alone. After the last light changes, I move a little slower now. Nothing's calling my name tonight, and I'm okay with that somehow. There's coffee cooling on the counter from a cup I didn't finish. Some things don't need closure, they just need distance. After the last light